On September 5, 1942, in the dark waters near Guadalcanal, a black mess attendant named Charles Jackson French tied a rope around his waist and swam directly into history. For 8 hours, he pulled 15 wounded sailors through shark-infested waters. He saved every single one of them. The Navy gave him a letter of thanks. Not a medal, just a letter. This is the story of a hero America tried to erase. Charles Jackson French was born an orphan in Foreman, Arkansas on September 25, 1919. According to historical records, he learned to swim in the Red River at age 8, a skill that would one day change the course of American history. After losing his parents, he moved to Omaha, Nebraska to live with his older sister Viola. He enlisted in the Navy in 1937, serving aboard the USS Houston as a mess attendant, one of the only jobs available to black sailors in a segregated military. He completed his 4-year enlistment in November 1941 and moved back to Omaha. But Pearl Harbor changed everything. According to Navy records, Japanese forces attacked on December 7, 1941. French walked to the closest recruitment office 4 days later and re-enlisted. He said something profound. "I want to do my part, because I'm already trained and I can start right away." He was assigned to the USS Gregory, a high-speed transport ship patrolling the Solomon Islands. On the night of September 5, 1942, according to declassified military records, 3 Japanese destroyers, the Udachi, Hatsuyuki, and Murakumo, ambushed the Gregory and her sister ship, the USS Little. The assault was relentless. Within minutes, both ships were disabled and sinking. According to Navy documentation, Japanese destroyers then began deliberately shelling the survivors in the water. Men were dying. Men were drowning. That's when Charles Jackson French made his choice. According to the testimony of Ensign Robert Adrian, who survived the attack, French spotted a life raft carrying 15 wounded sailors, all white, all severely injured. One officer told French it was impossible, that he would only be giving himself up to the sharks that surrounded them. According to Adrian's account, French responded, "I can assure you I'm a powerful swimmer, and I'm less afraid of sharks than I am of the Japanese." He stripped off his clothes. He asked for help tying a rope around his waist, and he slipped into the water. For 8 hours, according to Navy records, Charles Jackson French swam through shark-infested waters, pulling that raft towards safety. Sharks circled. Japanese soldiers fired from the darkness, and French kept swimming. When sunrise came and Allied aircraft spotted them, every single sailor was still alive. What happened next is the tragedy. According to Navy documentation, Ensign Adrian reported French's heroism on an NBC radio program called "It Happened in the Service." The story went national. According to the Pittsburgh Courier, one of America's largest black newspapers, the nation owed its gratitude to a black man America had denied even basic dignity. French was celebrated. He appeared at the Creighton University football game in October 1942, honored by his hometown of Omaha. The War Gum Trading Card Company put him on a bubblegum card. A Pulitzer Prize-winning poet named William Rose Benet wrote a poem called "The Strong Swimmer," immortalizing him. But medals? Decoration? According to official Navy records, he was recommended for the Navy Cross, the second highest honor in the United States military. That recommendation was rejected. Instead, according to declassified documents, Admiral William Bull Halsey sent him a letter of commendation. A letter, not a medal. The irony was devastating. While Charles Jackson French was saving white sailors in waters where he faced death, he couldn't swim in a public pool in Omaha, Nebraska, because it was whites only. According to historical records, he returned to civilian life after his discharge in 1945, struggling with what we now recognize as post-traumatic stress disorder. Charles Jackson French died on November 7, 1956, at just 37 years old. 80 years passed before America acknowledged the theft. In May 2022, according to Secretary of the Navy Carlos Del Toro's announcement, The Navy posthumously awarded French the Navy and Marine Corps Medal, the highest honor for non-combat heroism. They renamed the rescue swimmer training pool at Naval Base San Diego in his honor. The motto of that pool is, "So others may live." And then, in January 2024, Secretary Del Toro made another announcement. According to Navy records, a future Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, DDG-142, will be named the USS Charles J. French. It will be one of the most advanced warships in the world, bearing his name forever. The philosopher and writer James Baldwin once said, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." Charles Jackson. French proved that truth. For 80 years, his nation refused to face what it had done. His service, his bravery, his sacrifice, hidden in shame because of his color. But America finally faced it, and America finally made it right. Comment below. Did you know about Charles Jackson French before now? Share this with someone who doesn't know that true American heroism wasn't always rewarded, but it was always remembered. Subscribe to Ika Mafuna History TV, because these are the stories of valor that America tried to bury, stories of black excellence that refused to stay hidden. What other erased heroes do you want us to uncover? Let's keep uncovering the truth.